So if your homeschool feels chaotic and your days keep slipping away from you, where you feel like you've been working and doing things all day but have nothing to show for it at the end, I want to show you how to plan a gentle, ideal week that actually supports your life. And as we lay out our ideal week, just so I don't set you up for disappointment, most of your weeks will not look like the ideal week that we plan out. So why even set up an ideal week? American author and Pulitzer Prize winner Annie Dillard stated, "A schedule defends from chaos and whim. It is a net for catching days." So by setting up an ideal week, we are setting ourselves up to be proactive, not reactive. We are living on purpose by a plan that we have set instead of living by accident and responding in the moment to things as they happen to us. Planning an ideal week is similar to setting up a financial budget, but instead of money, we're planning and allocating our time. And as we do this, we're not going to fill up every single square. We want some blank spaces because that's going to be our margin. And also, I don't want you thinking schedules or rigid plans. I want you to be thinking of rhythms and anchors for your day. So in the description box is a link. Download your PDF to plan out your ideal week, and let's walk through this together. So this is the first sheet we're looking at. In this top part, you fill out at the start of your week, and it has sections for the focus of the week. So this can be a habit or a virtue or a Bible verse that you guys are focusing on for this week. Non-negotiables, so these are the top things, the top priority things that need to happen for the week. And then any just special events to be aware of, such as birthdays, appointments, travel, extra things like that. And then this bottom section are some reflection questions for the end of the week. So what went well this week? What are 3 wins? And these can be big or small from the week. What felt heavy or rushed? What worked this week? What didn't work this week? And what, based on these reflection questions, will you keep doing, or what will you change for the upcoming week? Now, when it comes to mapping out our ideal week, this first version, there's 2 different versions. This first version just has simple time blocks, so nothing set in stone. And again, I don't want you to think rigid schedule. I just want you to think rhythms and anchors for your day. So this first one, quiet time. So whatever time frame you want to give that, I just find that my days go smoother when I have a little bit of time, and it can even be 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just a little bit of time before the kids wake up. So you can put in that time slot there. For me, that tends to be between 6:30 and 7:30. And then you can just add in just kind of basically what are you doing during that time. So breakfast time, usually that's for us around 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30. Our morning time, so that is one thing that happens every morning, Monday through Friday. And during that time, that's typically during breakfast or following right after breakfast. And that's when we're doing our memory work and our Bible study and World Watch. And that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's one of our anchors to the week. And again, like I said, this is your ideal week. You know, there's some days where, you know, that just doesn't happen, or if we're sick, or if we're traveling, or if we have a special thing planned for that day, that doesn't always happen. But this is just our ideal week. If everything goes the way I would like for it to go, here's what it would look like. So our mid-morning, that's when I do the one-on-one work with my 2 oldest. And that's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Typically for Friday, around lunchtime and into the afternoon, that's when we do our fellowship co-op. So we're usually at a park or on an adventure with friends. So that's something that happens for the most part every Friday afternoon. You know, dinner is one of those anchors. We try and all sit down together for dinner, in the evenings once Dad gets home from work. Evening things that happen, usually Mondays, alternating Mondays, is when we do Trail Life with the boys and American Heritage Girls with my daughter. So that's one anchor to Monday. And then if there's any end of the day routines, just go ahead and add those in there. So this one's really ideal if you just kind of want a basic flow to the week. Now, if you are someone who's a little bit more detailed oriented, I do have one with specific time blocks. Now, if this is way too much and way overwhelming, just keep with this simple one right here. But there is an option to do a little bit more detailed ideal week. So I won't put you through the pain of watching me write all this out, but wanted to just kind of show you what a overall ideal week would look like using this more detailed form. So I have my morning routine blocked out in the morning, our breakfast and our morning time blocked out, my one-on-one with both my kids blocked out, followed by lunch, our homeschool group on Fridays, our rotating subjects in the afternoon, about when we have dinner most evenings is blocked out, the Trail Life and American Heritage Girls that we do most Monday evenings, and when our kids are in bed. Again, you'll notice there's a lot of white spaces left, and that's intentional. You're just kind of outlining the ideal things, the key things, just to give you a rough roadmap of the week. So this resource is available to you down in the description. Just click that link in the comments below. Let me know if this is helpful. And remember, you don't have to implement all of these things at once. You can just start with one thing, one anchor that you're going to start with for this next week.